Huh. Here we go. That's nice. Why does it do that? Hello everybody. Once again the camera reversed, but you saw a mirror reflection of yourselves. Isn't that interesting? So thank you for showing up here. I'll even thank myself for showing up today. Let's begin. Oh my god. Of course.
She's my god too.
Connected to
They can hear all of that. You'll be on this show in no time, Rebecca, if you keep that up, young lady. This is Patrick. Hi guys, how are you doing? Oh my god, here we are again in another episode of the Kartron Experience. Broadcasting live from Zephyr Hills, Florida. And we want to thank you for showing up tonight on this broadcast of the Kartron Experience, Season 19, Episode 10. This is where we take last Wednesday's broadcast, which was surprisingly thorough. I mean, it kept going. It had a continuity to it without much interruption, if I remember correctly. And so, this is about the return of soul, to where you guys get at the end of this series of the WESAC that will officially be during the full moon of Christ, the day of invocation. The ninth wave's coming up, the full moon's coming up, and this invocation's coming up for the whole WESAC cycle. So what a perfect time to be, getting ready to really bring it all in. And, well, we'll just call that the soul. And so how are you guys doing? I can see both on this stuff. And
connected to Patrick's MacBook Pro.
What was that, Rebecca?
Olga wasn't feeling well. Ask her how she's doing.
Well, I have to actually get on this Kartron Experience thing and see how people are, so I can actually see. Bring it all in. So I'm supposed to ask Elga how she's feeling. What Rebecca said. Why, Rebecca? Could you?
You really pay attention to your flock.
I could not even read it because it wasn't up. So.
She's been feeling well. She's a doctor's appointment on Monday, so we'll have the group send her healing today.
Okay. Oh, and that's right. There is no phone yet, so I've got to turn that on right now. So I'm going to pause you guys briefly, and thank you so much for reminding me. And so, guys, the phone call's on. You'll be catching this in a few seconds after it starts because it's called buffering. And thank you guys for showing up. And so the phone call is on. Thank you for reminding me. And, it can get pretty spacey around here. Is it working now, Rebecca? Okay, so now let's see what's going on with Elga. You're going to the hospital. What's going on? I haven't even gotten to this whole thing, so let me see. I don't even know if this thing is what direction it is because it's like is it backwards? Is it right side up?
She goes to the doctor on Monday, so we're all going to hold the vision for her.
Okay.
It's an amazing report.
Okay, so, I see. This is actually loads from the bottom up. You don't even know what direction your chat is on sometimes. It's like, what the heck? So, Elga, we will be holding that energy for you. In fact, tomorrow, Elga, we're going to do a big blast of energy. Rebecca's going to do something, and it's on her Facebook page, and Kartron's going to work with her, and it's going to cook your gluteuses and every other body parts, because Rebecca got the command, well, the instruction and the request from her team, TNP, take no prisoners. So if you guys want to get thoroughly cooked, this is the time to do it. And one of the things that happens, obviously, is if you go through this process and you get to a certain place and you're at the peak of your bridge, and you get past that, you can't really go backwards. You can't shut it off. You can't turn it down. So you might as well just go through the cycle. Oh, something was said. Let's see. All right, I have to say this. Yes, we are merging matter and spirit in a way that has not been done before. Rebecca, even though this is a return of soul and we're going to stay on schedule, would you like to come here and say something? Okay, come over here. There you go. Okay, there. Now, there. Okay, yeah, say it again. Be spooky. Yeah, okay.
No, the angels were showing me we're merging spirit and matter in a way that we've never done before. It's going to be so amazing as this unfolds.
Yeah, see, there you go. Now it's spooky looking. Oh my God, here come the angels. You gotta have fun. Yes. Well, this is a very just little thing makes a thing. And so, what do you mean emerging spirit and matter? And this is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, kind of how we're merging heaven and earth. We're merging spirit and matter. It's really cool. Trying to find the, what do you call it? The earth words is always hard, but yeah.
Okay,
here's a huge unification of
all right,
that.
guys, here's your disclaimer.
Yeah.
Rebecca's been knocked down for the first few weeks of being here, and it took her another week just to get integrated, and we went away, probably intentionally. The universe had us go away so this could be reset. So if it did that to Rebecca to get her ready for the higher frequencies, that means that there's going to be a high level of influence and effect, which could happen to you guys if you participate. And some of you'll notice that when you connect in with a certain level with the Kartron experience, that then you can't back out. So you're connected anyway. And yes, heavens, we will use you for our wanton purposes of heaven. Life is good. And so, could you talk while I adjust the camera? Because that other camera is actually looking at the other camera. Okay.
So as we go towards as the Schumann's increasing on the earth, it's really cool as once we get to that infinity point completely and we start our spin the other way, that will be almost like the complete locking into the fifth dimension where we actually do merge heaven and earth in an amazing sort of way that we've never done before. Because we change spins like every so many thousand years. But this one's obviously the significant one for the raising consciousness. Okay. I know we're also ready. We're preparing our bodies like quickly for this too, and we're all still here. So this is what's truly amazing.
Now you mentioned something today, and it wasn't time to discuss it, but this is now because this is relevant. And guys, of course, I sounded at a time. And guys, this is what's going on. Is that here's the situation. You said when we hit a certain vibration of a Schumann resonant frequency, either 12 or 120 or whatever, or 13. And once we hit that 13th number, what happens?
We'll start our axis will spin the other way, the other spin, as the way we rotate, which is going to affect the magnetics, which is going to align all of the particles between the material and the spirit realm. So we will be fully merged with the afterlife, the spirit realm. The separation is, it's intense. It's good, juicy stuff.
Keep talking. I'm going to have Kartron come through, and he's going to carry on that sentence and explain the other part that came through.
Well, he'll explain it better than me,
Well,
so we're heading towards that. So it's really exciting in spite of all the chaos involved in the process. I need to burn everything out of me that I do not need. That's funny that you said that, Elga. Not funny, but that's what, ironically, that's what for tomorrow night's healing broadcast is going to be super hot energy. They were showing me very fiery for burning toxins out of the human form. So this is really, you're very tuned in.
Along those lines, the consciousness, the aha that Patrick got was that this is what's going on. And we've talked about this, but now this really kind of brings it home. And then we'll get into the other stuff. And it's really nice to have you back. This is the first time Rebecca actually showed up, was today, being here for 3 weeks or so. And so there's a reason. It is because she was able to show up because it was her time. Now, this is not about this broadcast, about the subject matter of returning your soul, but it kind of is. So just tune in with your heart. When we say it was your time to show up, what do we mean?
Come back to my body.
It means you bring your time with you. So if you're able to show up and really be here and start doing this and making it yours, you are able to be in your time space. So if your time space is showing up, you can show up. So that whole thing about time.
Well, especially when the higher realms of us are merging more than ever now. The highest of the highest realms.
Yes. And so literally, you guys have your own time spaces, right? This is not, so let's talk about this real quickly. The nature of the beings of light are in the capacities of their presence, have in their relevancy their own time, space, and continuums.
Right.
As they go to certain places or dimensions or realms or here, there, hitherto in time, in the linear sense, they can often not belong, where they won't fit in. They can't resonate. There's nobody to vibe with and all of that. That's because their time has not shown up yet. And so sometimes you guys will dip into other points in the time, the marker. You'll be in a different point in the past or the future, like you were in 2024 here, a week or two ago. And you were seeing that some people had checked out and all that stuff. And so you guys will. This is going to be one of those effects. And if you remind us, we can then turn this into a whole subject matter so that you guys can realize that it isn't really you. It's what time is it? Is it your time to show up? Well, if you can then have your own time around you, you can bring it with you. And that way you can fit in wherever, because that other continuum is not relevant to your presence. See how profound that is.
Yeah.
And so if you guys are feeling disillusioned, disincarnated, disjointed, not at home, kind of like the body's beheaded from the mind or whatever, and you're really dislocated, that's because it's a continuum of things.
Right, when we start that other spin the other way, it's going to be interesting to see what
Here we
gravity's
go.
like.
We got to write this backwards because this is a list deck 6 screen because it's forward facing backwards.
Okay.
And so let's see if we can do this. All right, guys, could you get that back, please? And then the very first, this thing will bring visibility to the measure of wisdom that we are about to bring in. Okay, Earth, heaven, time, you could change, flipping over, time spinning. Time was relative to the sphere, i.e. the planet Earth. And so when the Earth flipped over, time went backwards. This reverse time field allowed for the lower frequencies and the lesser lights and the shadows and all of that stuff that really needed to have a slower situation other than heaven to come in and incarnate and slow way down. So time went backwards when the flip happened, and now it's getting ready to happen again. So it's actually flipping back in several of ways. One of those is it's not a physical flip, because that's a big mess. And then there's also a pole shift, right? You've heard of that. And then there's this wobble thing going on. And that the other thing also, it is your consciousness. Where is your axis in creation. So we're actually having you guys with your axes, and we are seeing that you might get an inspiration to focus on that, because the angels can really help the light worker human beings. Now, if you're from Sirius, you're in that category. So you got a human body, you're a light worker, just deal with it. And so it's like then perhaps axis orientation. The angels could help them with that. How would that be? Because if we get enough of your axes lined up instead of all crooked, then we can bring in that dimension of heaven on earth.
Right.
So how's that sound?
Awesome.
So the reverse time is of negation of what is not, of glass half full, is starting to stop. And when it gets to that certain non-tipping point, then the two continuums can touch in that moment, which will then allow for a different direction of the time, which is forward motion in relation to the universal synchronicity. The synchronization of creation then can come in. This is really something that really went off tangent, but that's what's happening, guys. So when you say that time stands still, it will stand still in several directions.
Yes.
Does this make sense? And could you write on the chat? Because this is one of the few times that we've actually had the chat on the computer. And so, do you get it? And thank you so much. And what time is your broadcast and having us on, approximately?
9 Eastern.
9 Eastern tomorrow, p.m. And then we will come on and we will discuss things. And Rebecca, do you want to mention your subject matter?
I don't know what it all is yet.
Well, do you have a generalization?
Well, it's going to be, the energy work will be the most important part of it. It'll be with burning off toxins out of the body, the next burning of everything, period. So,
Donna
yeah,
asked, when will this reverse spin occur? About 13,000 years ago. And so it is like the correction.
No, Donna, it's in alignment with the Schumann. So, from what I understand, we dip up and down in the Schumann. You know, we used to be at 7 point something hertz, blah, blah, blah. Some people say we've went up over to 100. But from what I understand, it'll be when we settle in at 13. 13 is going to be conducive to the magnetics of the planet for the spin, and then matter aligns with spirit in an amazing way. And we literally, I mean, I'm just seeing like what it's going to be like with all the orbs. We're literally going to be like a line next to them. It's the vision is phenomenal. If you can like try to describe it, it's amazing. Let's see. Yes,
okay,
one of the
so here's
yeah,
right,
and that's what we're heading towards. What I think Donna, what I think
what a mess of re-referencing.
I'll give it back over to you. I took a show.
Actually, but this is important because this is part of the karmic cleansing, the blessing reassessment.
That's what we're building up in all the how can we accelerate?
That's why Rebecca's saying maybe we should have Kartron on my show.
Good question.
Yay, she's got a show to have us on. All right, so
on each other's show. All right, but that's what we're on the way towards. I guess our physical vessels would fry out if we got there too much, but we're speeding up and we're keeping up and keeping our bodies, which is the coolest part. We're definitely like we're almost there from what I understand. So it's like,
well, actually, here's the other references, and then we will see if this subject matter is complete, because this is so vital for you. All of this is. So if we're going to talk about your soul coming back or all of that, but then all this other stuff, you guys have to have a heads up on everything. By the way, could you respond? Is the sound and the video working? Okay. So, but wait, there's more. For a limited time only, be the first 7 billion callers, and you too can receive a body without the instruction manual.
It is the Earth's heartbeat. I love it.
Okay, guys, now, all right, Schumann. Right? What is the Schumann? It's the vibrational rate of the frequency of, say, relevant to the planet.
Right, and the Russians and the I want to say the Swedish people. There's several countries that are really focused on this right now, and they have all the scientific proof that it is shifting and changing.
Susie, you asked, is the Earth doing the Schumann change with or without us? Yes, it is not waiting. It's not waiting. So that's why the beings that can't cut it, then that's why they're freaking out. It's like, oh my God, my planet's leaving. Now, okay, Schumann is connected with something else. All right.
But
So
it all affects our consciousness. That's going to be the key thing, our consciousness, as we get to when that happens.
yes.
Just so amazing.
Let's see. The diagram that we'll do will be vertical and horizontal. So we're going to have two different directions. Actually, this will be the reverse, but that's good. It's all the same. All right. The Schumann is sometimes it's very high, right?
Yes.
So we'll say
You
this
wanna
is the
understand.
peak of the Schumann right here, right? This is the bottom. Now Schumann used to be like really like, wah, but now it's going like this. Right? So if you take the top common denominator of the highest frequency and the lowest denominator, the lowest vibrational rate, and average them out, then that is the framework of the hologram for the change. And that's connected to what in the Mayan process?
Yeah, if
The
you look,
ninth
it's wave. It's all
so this is going, and it's like a cardiogram or whatever that can't make up its mind.
Yeah.
So just letting you know, when the Schumann gets bigger, it's actually creating a bigger referencing structure for the hologram, which is a bigger stage to design the new Earth in.
Right.
So these subject matters, perhaps people will really want to talk about it on radio shows.
And the funny part of this is actually in not to go biblical. Yeah, this is in the book of Revelation about time would be accelerated in order to save the planet. Snap.
Yes. John 13, chapter 5 says, cut the mustard. It's like, if you can't cut the mustard, then you guys
about
are
accelerating time so we can save the species. It's described in a
species has had plenty of time to be saved.
Right.
Now it's time for the Earth.
But right, we're not doing Atlantis again.
Well,
we're not doing
no,
an area
we're
again,
not.
no.
They're not allowed. Even the gods are not allowed.
No,
we can't just come in and say, poof.
Yes, Olga, we need to get together and do it. We are doing it, but yes, we need to. I know. I'm like ready for it to happen tomorrow.
Now, Bigfoot taught communication with the Earth at the UN in New York City.
That's awesome, Bigfoot.
Yes, Bigfooty.
You're an advanced soul.
Could you please blow the dust off your notes, just in case Patrick's other parallel existence that you don't know about shows up. And so we are going to bring through the soul. You are welcome to be here, but you will also be in the field of what we're going to do. So you may want to run to the other side of this 20-foot house and see if you can hide from Kartron, because we will take no prisoners. And this is kind of like reverse karma, forward payment, pay it backwards, because what you're going to do tomorrow, we're getting you back now. We're just joking, kind of. All right, guys. We started bringing the soul process back, but we only did generalizations during these introductions. So, okay, it looks like, yes, so far so good. Well, while we are on the goose so good part of the broadcast, let's continue. Everything is a-okay here. Goody, goody. All right, now, this is interesting because we did not plan for your presence. But it doesn't mean to leave. It means that we have a giant freaking weather vane up in the stellar photonic realm right here. It's a giant antenna. It's like, talk about phone home, right? We're going to take the H and the E away, and it's going to be phone home. It's a really big, juicy thing that we have sitting here. It happens to be 5'2" eyes of blue. I'm a blonde down on planet Earth in a body, but in the cosmos, you can imagine what this looks like. So, if it's okay with you, we'd like to use your being.
Go right ahead, please.
Okay, good. And if you get any information, or if your team wants to speak the language that is music to the soul of some of those listening on your shows, they say, oh my God, it is so beautiful. That is because it is actually stirring the soul again. Then please do so. All right, guys, are you ready to have your soul come in? Patrick actually did a blank filling, and he's going to start a process where he's going to create a PDF or a sketch of each season. Because if you look at what a season is, it's very specific. So the part of this, like if we mention these 4 things, it's going to become obvious, right? So the first one, well, we put this in the framework of the Wesak, so Buddha's full moon and then Christ's full moon on the 29th. And so the first week gives you a chance to adjust on a weekly basis. Offering of life, it was sacrificing the self. And then you get to look at your reflection and take off the masks. And so this way, it allowed you to do that. While that was happening, here comes the grounding ballet of the ninth wave, which is the Mayan thing connected with the Wesak. And then it was time to pay up. And this is about payment of measure, where it was karmic accountability, which then triggered the whole thing that we need. Well, actually, you guys really can help assist us facilitating the new karmic assessment program. Rebecca was doing something. She says, "Oh God, blessings, credit," and so we are going to create what's happening after your karma is on. It's filtered through, and you only get your stuff back. You're gonna have a lot of extra room, so it's time to cash in your blessing. And so then the payment of measure is the karma. So you got sacrifice, truth self, um, karma, and then return of your soul because you've cleared it out. Now that we've cleared out this runway, let's bring you guys in. And so, can you see that that would be a very enigmatic diagram of a kind of like a working manual? So this season 19 during Wesak, we were able to use Buddha and Christ's energy to help facilitate this, because if you guys are going to become the runways for this really big energy, you better have your dust all swept off of every runway thing that you're going to bring in, because this is big energy we're talking about. If Rebecca got knocked down again for a few weeks, in 2013, it was 5 months, and now she can quicken these cycles. There was a major releasing
I think a
going on.
lot of people got knocked down. I know Donna did, I believe. I
Oh,
don't know
yes.
who else did, but
Well, yes, and so you
I think
guys are a
Susie
part of
did.
this, right?
Yeah, a lot of clearing and processing, very intense stuff. For me, it started when the last full moon went into Scorpio, and it made sense because I'm a Scorpio sign. It would be more affected because I'm actually in that sign, and all other Scorpios. But a lot of people, yeah, you got affected.
And these
It
seasons,
was
right?
it was unexpected,
Yes.
definitely.
Now, here is something you might resonate with, all right? Now, this is backwards. So here is the yearly cycle, 2018. Here is the next cycle,
Yeah.
and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. This is wheels within wheels of the process, right? So this then leads to this. And so if you look at this as one Earth year, 2018, then you will see that then this is all connecting, right? And so if we start here and we go here, this sets the tone. That's why we had oneness as the universal theme for the whole year. And then we get into these other subject matters that are very specific to engineering your new earth selves. We mean bodies, lives, designs, identities, destinies, and stuff like that. And so that's how we are working this. Your process, becoming independent, is exactly what was supposed to happen, because you just so weren't Kartron's little assistant. You are part of God and the angels. You help bring souls back from across the veil and help open and lead the way in a bright and shining manner, where you can be the illumination for those lost souls on earth. So it wasn't something where you're going to be there as part of the, song and dance club of Kartron. It's like you had to do your thing, but still, you are a part of this grand matrix that's going on. Think less lexically. See, if we showed you what this looks like through the light, you'll see it's 2018. And so, that's going on. Your process, everything that's going through. Now, you had your vision all screwed up to the point where you're going, I don't want to be blind. And you had 3 appointments with the optometrist, and then you finally started stabilizing, right?
Yeah.
And that was one of several physical things going on with you. And so that was the recalibration. You are keeping your bodies. You get to go through your hell now on earth, because It's so much easier than if you really disconnect and your diseases are left here and all that. You guys are cleaning it up now. So this cleaning of the runway, even though it's much more angst and suffering, and we hear lots of a cacophony of yells from you guys. You guys are really good at yelling upstairs. It's wonderful. In fact, we're going to collect the best of BMS, bitch and moan sessions for light workers, and we'll put it on this track. And that's what we use as a tourist marketing program to bring other souls to Earth after the new Earth gets here. And the tour package. Yes, you too can feel this. Get me out of here. And so, Susie, you'll do that as well. Elga, you are much too mild-mannered. You do not count. And so we need people that look at least like this. And so, guys, let's get your souls back. Now, we're going to do the full breaths, and then we'll get you here, and we're going to create a new process. Yes, the last moon was a doozy. Yes, and Susie, that thing that you had that happened after we connected with you, of course, everything was intentional. You guys will notice also, some of you, is that the synchronicity is different when it
even though it was intense. This group is so ethereal. I mean, it's like a group of cloud beings.
Elizabeth Bronstein, that could be the name of your book. Cleaning up can be quite a challenge. Are you tired of dirty planets? Would you like to actually have a realm where nobody is stupid? Would you like to have the ships land and be there and plant pretty gardens for Ashtar? Well, now you can. Well, it's like cleaning up can be quite a challenge.
Did all hanging out together for 4 years that I've been involved in. Yeah. You probably longer.
Yes, well, it's our condolences too.
Everyone's like grown so much though and evolved. It's crazy. Yes. And it's been torturous for a lot of us.
We told you guys ceaselessly that you would become increasingly useless as humans. Where you can't really function in the 3D world. You can't get to heaven. You can't die. And it's like, oh, fiddlesticks. It's like selling you on nicotine. Customers for life. Once you get a hit of that pillarette, then yeah, baby, Daddy K is the dealer for me. All right, so guys, Archangel Michael, please sound the clarion call. We're also going to bring in the causal board. We're bringing in, now there is, okay, these things are not discussed with you because they just, all for one, were not available for information. On for another thing, it just wasn't made, as far as information, it just wasn't in to where you could get that data stream, that level of wisdom. So there are causal councils for each of these primary beings of light that you guys are. And so we're going to call those in. Now, it's like your own causal board that is the one dealing with precipitation, manifestation, actualization, and stuff like that. It's like this part into Earth level that is your teams. And you will be starting to use them more and more. As you begin to manifest, your life straighten up, things start flowing, money opens up, things get pleasant, people get nicer, and
right. And as you peer down and through the dimensions and realize you're just driving your avatar around, it's like, wow, like you're like, it's like a whole chauffeur sort of limo kind of ride thing with your soul and your vessel driving your vehicle.
So you are peering down and driving your avatar.
Yeah, when you see it from those points of view, like, oh yeah, just driving my avatar, taking it to Walmart today. We're gonna get whatever we're gonna get, taking it here, and as you're driving the avatar, you get good at, okay, there's density down here in this city. We're gonna avoid this density. And your oversoul, it almost does become like you're mastering a game on some level, but it is the mastery that's amazing when you realize that.
And so this is Rebecca. This is her her being, right? And then she has really long frame on her little tiny bicycle. She's riding her avatar to Walmart.
Yes, exactly. And as
so you're looking way down, it's like, whoa, I'm way down there on Earth.
Yes, you can see a lot of people, yeah, because we're so dimensionally up there now and all over the place sometimes, but more than now as we're vibing up into that avatar part, it's like, whoa, this is quite a view. If you guys ever saw this in a circus, it's a clown bike, and it's really tall, and there's little tiny wheels, and they're going, and they're on stilts, so it's like 20 foot tall. So that's like your clown bike of Earth body. Right, right.
Congratulations, you are increasingly schizophrenic and a professional.
I would say it's multidimensional.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, bring in the
Yeah.
sound the clarion call. Let's open the gateway to the Grand Hall of the Archangels. Now,
Right.
Rebecca, you guys will notice is going to start showing up. And rather than showing up on the broadcast, you can basically look at her as phasing in.
You know, it can be sort of like a mini, I want to say a mini walk-in experience as you bring more of the avatar and stick it into a vessel and are consciously aware of it. It's like, whoa.
You mean more of the self and bring it into the avatar? You said more of the
Well,
avatar
yeah,
into the vessel.
kind of. Or, yeah, you know what I mean. Yes, more
Yes,
of the
of
self
course.
into the
We
into the
always know
yes,
what
more of the
everyone
self,
means.
the soul into the avatar. It's like, whoa.
Yes, it can be
It's
very disorienting. Well, you're handling it really well. When you drove in the mountains of Las Vegas, and we kind of had to trick you and say, oh, da da da. Pretty soon you're like, you realize you went through the mountain range. It
yeah.
used to freak you out. 1,000-foot drop over
And
here.
that's like driving your avatar that's driving a car, and you got to be like, whoa.
And so look at how well you're doing now.
Yeah.
So that means that your reality is phasing in. What do you represent? What do each of you represent? What are you connected with? What are you associated vibrationally? What is your collective association, your covenant, your reality, which would be defined as your consciousness, the different modalities you've done, philosophy, schools of thought, spiritual practices, and other things. All of these things have been hybrided. They've been perfected.
This is not my body. It's like your rental for this lifetime, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. When people realize that they are not their body,
right,
that's going to be a big one for the third.
The coolest thing about this particular lifetime is the turning carbon to crystalline. Now that's a
Yes.
cool thing that we didn't get to do in our other bodies that we leased in our other incarnations, or that we rented, for 50 years, 60, 70, 80, 90.
Now, do you guys notice how Rebecca came in at the beginning of this broadcast so that she could phase in and get comfortable with showing up again? This is the first day this month that you've been able to actually show up in your happy camper life.
Right.
Because you were so busy doing stuff. Now, guys, all of these things are indications of what, if it's not happening to you now, it will. Yes.
More than our
So
yeah.
that's true. And Bigfoot, you have a lot of shoes. That's
he's
why.
Bigfoot. That's why he's Bigfoot.
Yes.
It's cute.
That's like the new manicures. They have little fingers on them with manicure, with fingers. It's like, guys, too much acid. Back off from the ayahuasca. You really need to stop shattering the cycle. It's like, really? Guy, you're going to have enough wild
fake fingernails that extend out into little hands with fingernails on those fingers.
Yes, that's called TMI, and they don't have rite of passage to get the wisdom for the next level, because they will use it to perpetuate and propagate their paradigm of dysfunction. That does not have rite of passage to move forward, because the new earth will go and have heavenly beings, not ones who just want to go through their life expressions. This is earth going home to heaven, and so only those that are aligned with that celestial nature, or the spiritual whatever, will be able to be fulfilling and qualified as the capacity of stewardship. Right. So you're going to see them bounce off the ceiling again and again and again. I know they're going to regurgitate the same information. Let's do something different with this. But they will not break through to that other level, because we will not have a contamination of paradigms. Right. It's just not allowed. And besides, if that light that you are connected with of the new earth, because the new earth is actually one of the gateways that you're bringing your energy through from the cosmos, it would probably terminate, kill them, make them go insane or whatever. It's just way too high. Right. So for their own good, they're not allowed to break through, because they're just basically fulfilling and canceling out. Right. All right, so let's get your guys' souls here in a chalice. Now, what we were saying about the different diagram of the seasons is that now Return of Soul, Patrick filled that in because he's like, I don't know what's gonna be on this season, and so this was like, oh, let's just put something there.
Well, no, it is the return of soul
Yes,
and
it is.
matter.
Well, he realizes that everything that he just happenstancely transmits
No.
is very
It's the
specific and
return of
important.
spirit and
Yes.
matter. And yeah.
You guys are going to become the authors of the New Earth books, to where you're going to be designing, creating, what is it like to transition and all of that. So if you get inspired, please record this, because it is on some other level being transferred up for the new universities for centuries to come.
Hi, Phoenix Rising.
So
Phoenix
it
Rising
looks like
is
the tech
talking.
is good. We have enough of this. Austin Powers.
Austin, Texas.
Oh, say hi to Austin. Hello, Austin. Yeah, baby. And wasn't it Fat Bastard that said, everyone likes their own brand, don't they? Ah. You guys were not expecting that, so now we can
my body feels strange. Yes, definitely. Mine has for the past 3 weeks. I dropped so much density from the last full moon, and it's like, oh God, how do you maneuver this new thing?
Yes.
Same thing with me.
Well, guys, what's going on right now? Wesak?
Yeah.
Buddha? What is the Buddha?
There's a lot going on.
Okay, that was the full moon day of radiance.
And we're preparing for the next full moon in a few days.
And what is the next full moon? The Christ full moon of invocation. So Buddha radiated, it's been building for a month, and now on the 29th, it's going to be invoked. Well, what happens when you invoke that much energy? World change.
Right. My body is strange. Well, here's the other thing, though. We're also, that's not even that, we're preparing this June is such a big month for everything. We're going to get a break, but we're preparing for the next eclipse already, which is coming up, I think within 8 weeks, maybe.
And the update on your spiritual journey in relation to the intensity of the astrological experiences. This astrological configuration mostly applies to the earthly mental plane and the human Homo sapien, mankind, womankind level. It doesn't really apply to the spiritual aspect. All the stuff, the angst, the intensity, and everything else that goes on when the astrology gets really intense, if you look at it, it is not you. Like Olga, you said, I'm not my body. Well, that is not your story on a spiritual level. So these are another helpful hint to realize that when you're going through your hell, which part of you is going through the hell and which part is releasing, and then the part that's going, it's in peace, can observe that part going through hell, and you're like, oh, that's why. Yeah, and you'll see how beneficial it really is, all this, what appears to be suffering, but is actuality recalibrations and adjustments.
Phoenix Rising, it's been a bit rough lately with the energy integrations, and we'll do a celebration of Wesak on the full moon here that night. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
the quantum field generator.
Yes,
Woo-hoo.
the QFGPT will link into that.
Oh,
and we'll link into the power spot. So on the 29th, let's rock this joint. All right, so Archangel Michael has sounded the clarion call. We've opened the gateway to the Grand Hall of the Archangels and the other side of the third heaven. And so now, Kuan Yin, please bring in the fields of grace. We open a gateway to the Garden of the Gods. Patrick's digestion was going crazy last night, to the point where he was ready to explode, and he's like, so it was like really a good cleaning out of all of this stuff. You guys are really, it's like everyone is being affected. Even if the thirders don't appear, watch them being a little bit edgy. It's like, and it's like, oh, look, it's hunting season. And the Hawaiians had a bumper sticker that said, if it's tourist season, why can't I hunt them?
Oh,
and so it's like this edginess is necessary. That fire, which is coming up to cook the people, and tomorrow you're going to bring in more fire, is necessary it's important that you guys hold that space of peace and the still point, which we will begin to activate a collective still point when the time's right. And then we will show you the other things that the still point can do that we've never shown you in the, well, we've been here since 94, so however many years that is. All right, so Saint Germain, open up the gateway to the Ascended Lord and Lady Masters. We are also opening up a gateway to the Manifestation Council because as we clear this out and bring your soul in, we want to have the soul start shining forward. And as the soul goes from within to without, what do you think is going to happen to the person's life as the runway gets cleared? That you're going to cook tomorrow. Then the light of the soul comes in.
Right.
The true wealth within reflects outwardly. The universe gets corrected around you. That's a whole
Right.
other process. But when that happens, then the proper non-distortion reflection comes back, and the true wealth of who you truly are starts being reflected back in the form of correction, balance, relationships, finance, synchronicity, joy, love, pleasure, fun, all that stuff. All that's newer stuff. So we're just letting you guys know that, cleaning this stuff out, this is the perks.
Oh, what side of Florida on? We are
Mid.
Yeah, we're
Mid north. You can look up Zephyr Hills where the spring water is. And
we're more towards, we lean more towards the Gulf because we're only an hour from the beach or so, an hour and 15.
Elga said, please, I do fireworks so I can do big fires. Well, for a moment, it looked like fries. It's like Elga makes big French fries by doing fireworks. Okay. Yes, clearing out of this. So, guys, let's do this. Now, this is not so much about clearing the runway. That'll be tomorrow. And we will be on Rebecca's show. Yay! Stairway to Heaven, look out, because if you open up the gateway to heaven, oh God, don't stand on the steps because here it comes. Ah! That was a joke. Kind of. Just don't sit on the steps when you open the gateway. Just stand aside where the other warriors are.
Yes, we are in higher ground, especially considering the first tropical depression
this
is scheduled to maybe come in 80% chance on Monday, and his name is Alberto, I believe.
Yes, he was. Oh, I'm going to come early. I want to get a good start on hurricane season. Yes, he's so wonderful. Rebecca has a lot of color swatches on the wall, like 20, and it's like, this is one for each of me.
The lavender's looking a little better each time I look at it.
Yes, it is, because you're going to want softness in your earth sanctuary.
Well, I'm thinking angelic too.
And so, her team is coming in saying, use that color, a little white. Now, we are 70 feet above sea level, and it would be a lot for a hurricane to come. And plus, it's not in a city, it's above it, so it's easier to run quickly. And if there's a truck, then the house can come with us.
That's true.
Round them up, boys. Move. I have some oxen. Let's load them up. All right, guys, let's do this. Saint Germain has opened the gateway to the Ascended Lord and Lady Masters. We open up a gateway to the Federation, but they will be a witness. The nature of your processes. Greetings, great and mighty councils, and thank you for attending the Sacred Enclave of Awakening this day. We have a situation here where these light workers who've gone through everything are now really, really, really getting ready to create this new possibility. And they don't have any debris, primarily speaking, on their runway. So therefore, not only is it qualified, it has a mandatory quality, as many of you have heard in the private sessions when you get them going. So, will Madame Paley give birth to a new island? Elizabeth, where did you hear that about a new island? And so could you please respond? Because there is a prophecy that someone who was actually of a very holy nature in Hawaii got the vision and saw that. So please tell us where. And so, Donna, your distancing, your third party dissociation of looking at you and your avatar coming in with the distance and everything, you're really getting on schedule. So you're not behind schedule, you're not ahead of schedule, you're right on schedule. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. The frogs are going crazy.
Abundance.
There's frogs that that are next door, a little pond, and they have a little camper. It's a froggy camper. And it's like a glamper for frogs. And it's there by their pond, and so they have their little mobile home community. Next to his, they call that homesteading garden. And so, yes, there is that if this dimension comes in, that was seen in the 80s, late 80s or early 1990s. There could be a new island, a physical island rising in Hawaii.
That vision was seen way before the 80s.
And this is an emerald island that will be there to be as part of the prophecy of when God returns to its throne. That means if God returns to his or its throne, then that means heaven comes to earth, because it means that God brings its time with him.
That was prophecy way before the 80s.
Yes, but this man saw it in a dream, and it was very obvious.
Wow.
And it was like, okay,
wow.
And he just happened to be the king of Hawaii. And he didn't want his job. He was just like, okay, well, all right, I got this bloodline, and all right, fine, God, whatever you want. He didn't know that when God told him that I have a gift for you, it was going to be a whole country. But it's a long ways from manifesting yet, but we will see. All right, guys. Since you are here, Miss Radiator, Generator, Vibrator, could you please bring in your team? It'll make it easier for us to bring in their souls. Because here's the deal. They have their soul level, the human aspect, incarnate, journey of many lives. Then there's the oversoul level. But then there's the solar soul. There's also the celestial soul. We would like to have some access for that. Are you guys ready to have in that level of vibration? The fine print is you may start getting some symptoms like Rebecca has. And so, well, not symptoms, it's adjustments. So it's very high frequencies. You guys are at a place now where you're just ready for this, aren't you? It's like, okay, well, can't really change. So let's do this. Now, Phoenix Rising, could you please open the QFGPT? Because we got the ninth wave, right? Okay, guys, here's the ninth wave right here. On the 28th. Tomorrow's the 26th. Yeah, this is the 26th. Tomorrow's the 27th. We're going to redo the karmic broadcast again. The 28th is the peak of the ninth wave when it goes, remember, bigger holographic structure, and then full moon, Christ world invocation. We're going to have you guys hold the point all over the planet. And so this will mean that we are really going to be rocking the joint. That's why you're cooking tomorrow. Are you ready to do that?
Yeah, if we could just give each person, since this is a small group, a minute in the middle. The Native American spirit guides come in and want to have a little powwow and give everyone a minute in the circle.
Wait, are you wanting to give a message?
No, just, they want everyone to put one person.
Say it loudly to the camera, please.
So everyone, since this is a small group, it's nice with the original Kartron group.
People of the earth.
Yeah. Well, no, the indigenous beings, a lot of them are our spirit guides, are coming in. So they want to have a little powwow right now. So each person goes in the center of the circle, and we'll all energetically charge that person up and have them hold something that they really would like to manifest for a minute.
Tomorrow you will be facilitating being burned off. This will be a public broadcast with Rebecca and this being.
This one we can do right now, though.
And so, but we are
Just
saying,
briefly.
but you're going to cook them tomorrow, and that will burn it off, so the symptoms may be mitigated
We'll
somewhat.
cook them tonight.
All right. Are you wanting some music?
Yeah, we'll put on some music.
All
In closing
right.
for tonight.
That's
I
so
just
nice.
got that. I just saw everyone.
And that will burn it off, so the symptoms may be mitigated.
And you want to just
All right. Are you wanting some music?
Yeah, make sure I don't forget anyone. Mark each person down.
Actually, we will, but we're not done yet. We are going to bring in the soul after you open the portals of destiny.
Okay, this is gonna be super intense. My gosh. I just see the tune in for a minute. Wow.
So as Rebecca is aligning her greater soul to the celestial frequencies of the cosmos, breathe in deeply the light that is coming to you. Allow the guides assembling now as they open their heart to share their love. Allow them to connect with you, for they will hold the gateway for your soul. Now return.
What's his name? I can't hear his name. The Indian that works with Phil.
Coaches.
Yeah. So we're gonna have Cochises come in and stand at the north gate. Tecumseh's gonna come in and stand at the south gate. Hiawatha at the east gate and Pocahontas at the west gate. And all the other elders, we're going to have them assemble around us and surround this group in a bubble of light, love, and protection. They want to exchange some intertribal energy and promote a tremendous healing. This is going to go back in time, but reflect out on your current incarnation. So Elga, if you could join into the center of the circle, and we call in all of your indigenous spirit guides from all timelines. And Elga, if you could hold a vision of something you'd like to manifest and create right now. All the indigenous beings would like to charge you up, and anyone else who would like to beam this light towards Elga, they want it beamed right into the heart.
Elga, open your heart and allow the beam to be received, to change, heal, complete, clear, awaken, vibrate highly, and then send that light back to all of you who are radiating to Elga now. Feel this very high frequency.
Okay, next, Donna. Donna, if you could see yourself in the center of the holy sacred circle. And Donna, bring to mind something you really need to manifest. Something you specifically came here to do on planet Earth. Donna, I just saw you step up onto a platform, the kind that singers step onto when they want to be seen in a stage. So that's pretty clear. They want you to go to a higher platform, but whatever you hold in your heart, the group energy will charge up for you now. I'm seeing fox power animal. So I don't really know what that means right now, but fox. Elga, I'm seeing cat for you, for power animal. Cat. Okay. Elizabeth Bronstein. So Elizabeth, if you could be in the center of the circle. And Elizabeth, just hold a vision of something you'd like to manifest or create in the very near future. Whew. And frog power totem animal for you coming in. Okay.
Next,
Yeah.
Helen.
Helen. Helen. So just see yourself in the center of the intertribal circle, sort of like a powwow. Feel the drums beating, and you can tune in your heartbeat with that. And Helen, just open your mind's eye to something you'd like to create. One of our main reasons being here is to be creators. In a body, on a planet, to create. So see something you'd like to create that's positive and powerful. Seeing jaguar spirit animal for you.
This is Helen.
Okay, who's next?
Bigfooty.
Bigfoot, just close your eyes, Bigfoot. See something that you absolutely must create in front of you as we all hold the space for you, including all the indigenous beings partnered in with us tonight. Bigfoot, I'm seeing an enormous white polar bear for you. We ask all these totem and spirit animals to bring through their consciousness through right now and charge up the entire group with these gifts that they bear and that they bring to us.
That was a joke. Gifts that they bear.
Oh, my bad.
Was it bad?
Okay. Who's next?
Joanne Tribor.
Joanne, just see yourself in the center of the circle. All of us holding hands around you and all the indigenous elders and beings with us. And many spirits that have passed on. And Joanne, just focus on something that you'd like to heal or create. Be, do, or have. And I'm seeing standing behind you a seal. A seal. I don't know what that means.
It's a seal of approval.
Well, that too, and a beautiful rainbow behind you. Hey, who's next?
Well, Kalis.
Kalis, see yourself in the center of the circle. And Kalis, just hold in your mind's eye something that you'd really like to create as the entire group energy supports you in this creation and holds space for you.
Elizabeth, do you remember her animal? Never mind.
Kalis, I'm seeing an octopus around you. Never really seen that shamanically, but I'm sure it has a meaning.
So these are the shamanic creatures
Yeah, I'm just
that
seeing
are
one for everyone.
associated with your indigenous councils, because this is the future tribe.
Definitely. It's like that part of the animal kingdom or a tribe in their own right. Bringing forth this consciousness that they bring. And their gifts. All of their gifts.
Well, Debbie Shelton just says, I feel like you are all out of my league, but I love you. So could you please nail Debbie Shelton next to show her she is not only not out of our league, but we are actually, she probably owns the team.
That's so cute. Or maybe we're out of your league. Debbie, we're all equal.
Well, you can trade players, right? They do that all the time.
Yeah, everyone here has equal consciousness. Actually, Debbie, honestly, if you want to hold the space, that would be coming up as not good enough. Hold the space to release that, and we'll all support you in seeing your beautiful magnificence. And something that you'd like to create, the powerful you that is definitely definitely in a league of her own.
Now, Debbie, on the count of 3, see yourself above your God gate. 1, 2, 3. Be in the circle. Be all around the council room at the same time. Be above the God gate. You will be the Alpha and the Omega, and you will hold the reference. One of the reasons why you don't feel like you have so much going on is because you are doing the extremely important job of holding the anchor point for us. People who are Earth associated or oriented often will not feel like they're having as much fun. But it's so important because the more anchored we are, the more higher we can go. So it's time for you to be above all of us.
I'm seeing a leopard and a panther both for you. One's representing the feminine. The leopard on the left is standing, and then the panther is standing on the right to represent the masculine. So they're helping you with your healing also.
Debbie gets 2 spirit animals?
I'm just saying what I'm able to see.
Yes, that's fine.
The other ones might have more.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
Susie Walsh.
Susie Alice. Susie. So see yourself in the center of the circle. Some amazing beings holding the place for us.
And octopus is very shamanic, Kalis.
And Susie, hold in your mind's eye something that you came here to do, something that you must be, do, or have while you're here on this planet. Hold a vision for that. And Susie, I'm seeing a horse for you.
Power animal.
Yeah, a horse. I don't know what breed it is, but it's beautiful, black and shiny. And the moonlight's shining upon the horse. And you can see the moonlight on his mane. So moonlight, well, that would be lunar. Yeah.
Do people like their horses like they like their dates? Black and shiny in the moonlight. Okay, next is Madalena Morgan.
Madalena. So Madalena, just close your eyes and see yourself in the center of the circle as we all hold the place for you. And hold the vision of something that you're here to create just for you. Something special. And all the beings with us tonight will hold the place for you and allow that magic and energy to build. And I'm seeing an elephant for you.
Remover of obstacles.
There we go.
Ganesh.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you want things moving? have the big G show up.
A big elephant. He's majestic, but yet he's very in tune with that emotional aspect of the elephant kingdom.
They have eternal memories in some ways.
Yeah, all those gifts that they bring.
D.
So if you could close your eyes, and everyone holding the space for you, hold the vision in your mind's eye of something you'd really love to heal or to manifest. I mean, healing can be in there too, but something you'd really love to see happen for you. I'm seeing a king cobra for you, and that could be Buto, everything that cobra entails, and it's definitely one of those qualities is protection.
That
so
was actually
that's something you can count on.
That was this power animal for the gods themselves.
Yeah, especially ancient Egypt. Huge.
It's a good thing you don't have a temple at your temple to bring it in, and a portal in your backyard, or you're just happy to see them. Randy.
So Randy, if you're watching, if you can close your eyes and hold the vision of something that would make you super happy to manifest, create, be, do, or have. I'm seeing a wild boar for you. I don't know what that means shamanically. But now I'm so curious, I'm going to look every one of these up tonight. Thank you, God, for Google and Goddess.
Okay, so Randy gets more. Oh, boy, they are so smart and crafty.
Oh, yeah, they all have qualities they're bringing. Definitely.
Okay, here is a King John.
He's on tonight?
King John is on, and so that's the name they have.
Okay, King John. Oh, I like that. King John, just close your eyes and see yourself in the sacred circle. And in your mind's eye, hold the vision of something you'd really love to create. And seeing an enormous whale for you.
It's like the shamanic vision councils.
They just came in, yeah. So I just go with it. Anybody else?
Yes, a lady named Rebecca.
Okay. If anyone gets a power animal for me, I'm never good at seeing for myself.
Just get in the circle. Ask your guides, the ancient ones, to come forward. Taking you back through time. All of you are being a part of this now. Awaken to the age of Genesis.
Okay, I got my manifestation.
Really?
Okay.
That's nice.
Now for Patrick's aspect.
What animal?
For me?
Yes.
I don't know. Can't see for myself.
Well, you're cutting. Don't cheat on this test, young lady. We will bust you.
That's it, cheetah. You said it.
She's a cheetah. Oh, yeah. Aces all the tests.
Sometimes someone else will say it for me. It'll just come out. Okay, hold the vision for the Patrick. Something you really want to manifest.
Okay.
Something that he wants to manifest, however that all works.
Okay.
And everyone just hold that space.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Good.
I'm seeing alligator for you. That's funny.
Patty Pooh and gators too.
Well, you're in the perfect spot. Maybe that's what drew you here to Florida.
Yeah, very ancient. Okay. Guys, you had a shamanic quickie. Bigfooty got a sparrow for Thank you.
Yeah, you might see other animals too. I saw it. The ones that I saw, definitely.
Helen said thank you.
How was that? That was awesome. I could definitely feel it. The back of my head still vibrating.
Susie said you got a swan.
Oh.
My guardian angels are 2 Native American warrior spirits. One is a chief and a grizzly bear. One is
Elga, you had a
Cochise. Not sure. Another is yellow feather. Oh boy.
Let me write this down.
Elga, yes. Elga got a cat. Right here.
This
Animals.
is cool. I'm gonna go in and Google these all tonight. Osprey, yeah, you all might have seen something different. So I might have had a few.
And so now, everyone, breathe deep
Ooh.
as the elders open up their hearts that are surrounding you at this time. Feel this love from the ancients, creating a web of light to surround you like a net. And this, we will have 3 pulsations from the ancients. Now, some of you, we are saying, are getting that you are your own ancient ones. And so, allow this to flow through as if the ancient ones are separate from you, because technically it's a separate being, a separate body. And so, don't all rush to your Genesis. Hey, look at me. Oh, goodness, don't mix it up. We are here now talking to you on this broadcast in 2018 in this 3D timeline. Well, 3D is so relative now, isn't it?
What was Elizabeth Bronstein's?
Elizabeth Bronstein's. We did not have a chance to write it.
Oh, I lost it. Let me try to tune into her.
And so, allow this net, which isn't really a net, it's a matrix of light, now from your indigenous, your Earthkeeper councils. This is the ones who have the wisdoms of the earth. Randy, Bigfoot, call upon the ones you brought in for the UN. We are going to see more from the other lives that Randy has had.
I just got that for Elizabeth.
Ah. Oh, Elizabeth, horse and a zebra.
That's what I just got.
Power. Susie got a black horse, and Elizabeth got a zebra and a horse.
That's what I saw. I just took it both.
And now, feel this net come around, and it's going to send like lightning bolts around you, into you. So it's going to connect in your nadis, N-A-D-I, the different neural points that connect the body to spirit between the different selves. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. These are the circuits that go between.
That's also called Suelu, which is the lightning bolt, the native warrior, the warrior's quest for wholeness.
Yes.
Suelu.
Well, now we're going to pump you guys up with steroided Sueluism. 1, 2, 3. First pulse from the ancients to you now. It's like lightning going bam, like shock treatment. We're opening up your circuits. Let it circulate like almost like a repercussion within your physicality. Second pulse coming from their heart and their power. So you will have the power of the ancients. 1, 2, 3. Now their heart and their power connecting. Now. So get an electric shock or an energetic shock across time, pulsing to you. Let it circulate through you. Let it redo your circuits. Let it open you up, because you guys your wiring was clogged up. Let's get it straightened up. Like neurons that weren't firing for a while, and some of them kind of stopped working. Let it circulate, and now we're going to have 3 points on the elder councils. the mind, heart, and the power. 1, 2, 3. Pulse this now. Body, mind, and spirit. Now, when it came from the mind, it wasn't so much from the earth mind. It was from the very deep id, that other dimensional self that connects you in with the mind of God through that third eye and all of that. This is way beyond earth mentality. So feel this circulate through and open up the portal of the mind of God in your brains. And now we're going to ask the angels to open the celestial portal, because on the day of invocation, when the ninth wave is greatest, a great and mighty ray will come forth, radiating through you of the Kartron group, and you of this society of light will open up and become the pillars, and there shall be a great and mighty ray streaming through you. And this is part of the great cosmic nature of your soul. So on that day, 3 days from now, this pulse shall begin, and it will then build. And upon that day of that full moon of the Christ, thousands and millions of beings will invoke that Christ consciousness, the love of God through the heart. And your ray will be given unto mankind, to the councils, the keepers, the guardians, and groups of light. And it is through this embodiment of the ray from the heart of God, this crucible of creation, that your very soul is thusly defined. This design of being one of the radiators of light, the keepers of the Christ, the light of heaven on earth, as part of your natures, of its own wisdom shall define that part of which you will take in this great and mighty fulfillment of prophecy. So from this moment until then, this will build within you. Each breath, each pulse of this ray coming into your beings, let go of this to receive more God. Let go of your earthly soul. Let go of that self that you have known. For each blast, each energy, each pulse of the beat of the heart of God that courses through you releases another earthly self. For you are one with the heart of God, and thus it beats within your chest. This pulsation in the prophecies of the books of life throughout the ages of mankind now comes forward through your beings. With each breath of God from that sacred heart in the crucible of creation shall release that anguish this life has given you, and thus a new God is born within you. Feel the pulsing is like blood made of gold, this liquid consciousness pulsing through your bodies, for you too are a cell of the great and mighty body. And as you release these things, so too shall you become prophecy incarnate. There is no lofty place to retrieve you from. We are not going to return you here, but raise you up. Allow the let go of all things, all heaviness, all burdens, and allow your light to blend with heaven. We wish to thank you for being a part of this broadcast, this sacred enclave of awakening, hosted by the angels themselves. Bringing forth this light has been a part of your prophecy, and now it becomes you. We are complete, and we want to thank you on behalf of the hosts of heaven for being those heroes of heaven on earth, fulfilling our destiny for mankind. This is Kartron. Farewell. Whoa. Oh. I have 2% left on my phone. Good time to quit before it quits for me. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh my God, yay! I like the Mighty Angel. Oh, yeah, new TV show. Work it. Don't let go. That was great. You did a great job. Wow. Kartron is stellar as usual. Guys, let us know how it is. If you guys are doing okay.
I'm gonna go Google all these power animals now and see what they all mean.
We wrote them down.
We
have this will be backwards to you. The animal with the person. And so Rebecca's gonna check it out. Guys, thank you so much.
Which one's King John?
Oh, we gotta go. What? I don't know, King John. People can name it whatever they want, you know. So, King John, if you want to contact, or if any of you want to contact us, Kartron999@gmail.com, as you know, and Rebecca, soulfire444@gmail.com. Yes, it's almost like we just gave our emails throughout time. Yeah, here we are, live from the camper studios of Angel Productions in Zephyr Hills, Florida. I will see you guys later. Life is good. Oh, tomorrow. So I'll put out a newsletter tomorrow also. Rebecca's Facebook will have it on 9 p.m. Let's see what happens next. Life is good. I'll try and get the karma thing done. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Yes. Okay.